Hi everyone, Ladislas Maurice from thewanderinginvestor.com. I'm spending a month in Kenya, so I spent the first 10 days traveling along the coast and going to national parks, looking at elephants, giraffes, all of that. And now I'm spending about 2-3 weeks in the capital city in Nairobi. I'm meeting with lawyers, investors, agents, a whole bunch of different people to try to get a feel for the sort of investment opportunities that there are on the ground here in Kenya. So today we're going to do some proper on the ground research. I'll explain to you what happened. So I was having breakfast and I was reading the local newspaper, because when I go to a country to do research, I don't just look at stuff online. I buy the local newspapers and I just read, the headlines, read the analysis, read what people have to say, just to try to get the general vibe of what's happening in the country. So, what's interesting as well here in Kenya is that there's a lot of local manufacturing. So this peanut butter is made in Kenya, the milk, Kenya, even the Weetabix is produced in Kenya. So there's a lot of local manufacturing, which is not something that's common in Africa. So reading the Daily Nation, we saw that there's an IMF loan that's happening / bailout. People are not happy. There were massive protests. So I was just reading, going through the propaganda, and I stumbled upon this, which really triggered my interest. So this 3-bedroom apartments for sale for 2.9 million shillings. So that's a cash offer. 2.9 million shillings is approximately $27,000. So $27,000 for a 3-bedroom apartment. I contacted the company. It turns out it's a Chinese-owned company. I went to their office yesterday, tried to meet with management. It was you could tell that no one was working on commission. No one was really even interested in selling anything. It's just you go there and you buy at this price. That's it, no negotiations, nothing. So what we're gonna do today is we are gonna take the car and head out. It's 40 minutes outside of Nairobi. And we're gonna go have a look at what these apartments actually look like. One thing to know about Nairobi is that the traffic is really hectic. So Sasha's Volvo is pretty cool, but there's one big drawback. Sasha, can you elaborate on it?
Not enough spare parts.
So last time you had an issue, how long did it take you to get spare parts?
I had to wait about 4 or 5 months for spare parts. Probably not the best car to get in Africa. Toyota's always a way to go.
Always get a Toyota in Africa. So you'll notice the quality of the highway. Fantastic quality, brand new, Chinese built. So we're going past the airport on the Mombasa Road. So Sasha's been talking about chicken all day. He wants to go to KFC. So he said, I'll drive you there, but you buy me chicken. So we'll have to buy chicken. And the Chinese are building a massive overpass highway system all across Nairobi. So right now traffic is particularly bad because of all the construction work. But once it's done in probably a year or two, it's gonna be very beneficial for the city. And you can see here the skyline of Nairobi down there in the distance. Some skyscrapers, high rises, a lot of construction happening. So what you can see here, this overpass system here this is another one, and it's going to link the airport to the city center. So whilst in the west, politicians are busy reducing road capacity and making it hard for cars to go around, here it's the opposite. They're really building infrastructure and capacity to scale for growth. So here you can see they're building another bridge. A lot of infrastructure work all around Nairobi. And on the other side is the Nairobi National Park. So it's a really cool place to go on safaris, you have giraffes, even lions. It's even sometimes when you're on the highway, you see zebras running along the highway on the other side of the fence. Really cool. Nairobi's fantastic from that point of view. There's nature around, which is not the case in most African capital cities. So on our way to the $27,000 three-bedroom apartment, there is a nice Porsche dealership right here. So people wake up, it's happening. Africa's growing. Locally assembled Isuzu trucks. But objectively looking at the amount of construction happening in Nairobi, maybe the better bet is buying shares of a cement company like this one right here. I don't know if it's listed, it's something I'd have to look into, but maybe it's a better way to play real estate. So here we are, we just got here to the development. This was the first phase, so people already live here. There are 4 phases, the first 3 have been built already. This is phase number 2, Great Wall Gardens 2. And what's quite interesting to notice is that the workers, all the security guards, so as you can tell it's a gated community, have uniforms with Chinese flags on them and some, you see the Chinese flag on the guy's shoulder, and at the back it's in Mandarin as well as in English. So really built by the Chinese. And there are all these little shops inside of the units. So really convenient for people. Little food shop, some restaurant, muffin shop, barber shop, reminds me I need a haircut, liquor store, that'll wait till after the video. Farmer's Depot. So a lot of economic activity and all within the walls. So in a city like Nairobi where crime is an issue, a big issue actually, families are very happy to be able to live in such safe environments. And what's also interesting to note is that all of the apartments are 3-bedroom apartments. So no 2-bedroom apartments, no 1-bedroom apartments, all 3-bedroom apartments, completely standardized. For the price of $250 a square meter. Like really only the Chinese can build this cheap. So the parking lot gives you an idea of the type of people that live here. So yeah, like middle class. Cars are decent. To be honest with you, they're not much worse than in France or Belgium. Cool, so I just met Jerry, who lives here. He's a tenant. Jerry, how are you?
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Fantastic. So Jerry was very kind enough to answer a few of my questions, so I'll ask them here again. So Jerry, how much rent do you pay for the 3-bedroom apartment?
The 3-bedroom apartment, we pay about 27,000 shillings, but that includes a service charge of, I think, 2,000 if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so all in, as the tenant, you're paying 27,000.
Yeah, 27,000, that's like, what, $270?
Okay. And what else do you have to pay for?
We have to pay for electricity, we have to pay for water, and in case there are any damages in the house, then you have to take care of it at your own cost.
how much you spend per month on electricity and on water,
Wow.
roughly, for your family?
Roughly combined is about 11,000 shillings. That's about $100 or $105.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, fantastic. And if I may ask you, what do you do?
Well, I'm an accountant in Kenya. I work in Kenya as an accountant, and that's what I do every day.
Fantastic. Does your wife work as well?
Yeah, my wife works. My wife is also a hotelier.
Okay.
She does front office agency.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I hope it does.
Sure. And how many children do you have?
I have two.
2 children.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you happy living here?
Yeah, I'm incredibly happy. It's clean. It's reliable. The security is great. My son can play outside up to whatever time they feel like. I feel like it's very secure, and it's very relaxing as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And do you plan on buying a unit yourself in the, for example, Great Wall Gardens 4?
Yeah.
When you can afford it? Or
Yeah.
are you waiting to try to save money?
Yeah, I would definitely consider buying it, even if in future I'm going to rent it out. But I'm considering actually buying a unit or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you work in Nairobi?
Yeah, I work in Nairobi.
How long does it take you to get to work?
Because of the traffic jam, sometimes it's a nightmare. So sometimes I would take up to 3 hours. But if the traffic jam is not there, like on Saturdays morning, I get to work in half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And having to deal with this much traffic is not too much of a deterrent for you?
For me, I don't really look at it like that, because all I look out for is the safety and the security of my family. And apart from that, I feel like, the quality of houses we have, vis-a-vis the traffic issues and all that, is they don't really match up, in my view.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
And your kids go to school around here?
My kids are still not going to school yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are there good schools here?
Yeah, they are great schools. We have about 14 schools around here, that even some of the buses come around the estate to pick the kids. So I feel like it's an incredible place.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Jerry, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it too.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
Huh. Interesting. So this is the resale value. 3 bedrooms, 3 toilets, so standard, 100 square meters, and they're selling for 3.6, and the developer's offering them brand new cash at 2.9, but then you have to wait for a year. It just gives an idea of the actual market value. Of course, this is negotiable, but they wouldn't put anything too outrageous here because everyone knows the prices, everything's standardized. So now we're at phase 4, which is under construction. Down there was phase 2, which we just visited, where Jerry lives. Those are going to be all the shops. Okay, so here we are. Building is happening. All right, let's go to the showroom. Okay, show house. So, of course, this is just a show house. The furniture won't be included. Is the kitchen included when people buy the apartment?
Huh?
Is the kitchen included when people buy the apartment?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So kitchen included, very basic. Little outdoors area. This bathroom. So only one bathroom.
Bed sheets and so there's.
Don't shoot me.
Okay, I won't shoot you.
I don't want to trend.
Do you like it?
Yeah,
Is it nice?
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Very nice. The rooms are spacious. I love the wardrobes. They're big.
They come included, right?
Yeah. I guess it should be.
Yeah,
This
it
is
should
a
be,
complete house. This is how it's supposed to look. Yeah. So if you want to change the doors, you can change the doors.
Look on
Okay. So 3 bedrooms. Oh, and the master bedroom actually has its own bathroom. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. With that's typically for people to wash their hands when they eat. So a lot of people here eat with their hands. So I'm here with William. So I met him in the showroom right now, and he's looking at potentially buying one of these units. William, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you.
So what's your first impression?
I really like the houses. They're very spacious, and it's a good project they have here. Yeah.
So you're looking to buy for yourself or as an investment?
No, I just buy for myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you live alone? Do you have a family?
Yeah, for now I'm living alone, but I do have a family, like my parents, not like my personal family, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So you would plan on buying and then moving in yourself?
Yes, for sure. Yes.
And you work in Nairobi?
Yes, I do work in Nairobi. Yes.
What do you do in
I'm
Nairobi?
a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
fantastic.
Yes.
And how long do you think the commute will take?
I'd say maybe like 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the traffic. But that's not bad. 30 to 45 minutes is okay. I think that's basically.
Even peak traffic, you think it'll be that much?
See, right now there's a lot of construction going on, so I wouldn't be able to say right now. But once the roads are completed, I'd say I think maximum would be around 45 minutes.
That's true. That's actually a very good point. All the construction work that's happening, the roads that we saw on the way here, are a major catalyst for an area like this. Because right now, peak traffic can be 2 hours to get to town. But once all the highways are ready, which will be within a year, then we'd probably be looking at 30, 45 minutes, even in peak traffic. So that's really good. Okay. And why are you looking at this place? Why this area of Nairobi? Why not some other area?
First of all, it's a good project. So like I said, so it's something that I'd want to see for myself, and I'm just also like looking around. So it's not specifically this place, but since it's around, I thought why not check it out. Okay. So plus it's also a place that if somebody wants to start alone, you just have a view of everything around. So it's not necessarily just this place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're currently living with your parents?
Yes, at Nairobi.
In
so
Nairobi.
like town,
Okay.
Yeah.
And now this would be your first purchase to finally
for sure.
move and live alone in peace.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Fantastic. Thank you very much, William. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
So let's talk about the numbers. So the apartments are sold cash with delivery in 1 year for 2.9 million shillings, and the monthly rent is 27,000 shillings. Landlords have to pay the 3,000 shillings of utility fee, so they get 24,000 net. So overall gross yield, once you take out the service charges, you're looking at approximately 10%. And just looking at this, what I like is that the prices aren't really going to go down. I mean, when you're paying $250 a square meter, what's the downside? Like very little. There's a lot of infrastructure development happening in the area, which means that getting to Nairobi will be a lot quicker than it currently is. The profile of people living here is higher than I initially thought it would be just by looking at the ad. It's actually much nicer than I expected. So the quality of tenants seems to be quite high. Vacancy is next to nothing. I mean, in the other developments, everything was completely full. people like living in these developments, and objectively it's nice. And then one last point is, I think maintenance costs are low because it's pretty, I mean, there's not much to maintain, right? The inside, it's pretty, it's basic, but it's nice. So nothing too fancy, nothing too expensive to maintain. So as a landlord, your maintenance budget would be massive. Now, the issue I see with such an investment is property management. I don't know about the property management situation around here, if there's talent to manage your property in an honest way. I don't know. In the nicer, more premium parts of Nairobi, there are quite a few options. Here, I don't know. So that this is something that if you were to make such an investment, you would need to spend time to find the right person to manage your properties. Look, there are some tax issues with investing in Kenya in real estate for rental income as a non-resident. I'll discuss this in another video or in an upcoming article. But just looking at this, the way I would look at it, I'd be tempted to go see the Chinese and tell them, hey, I want to buy a whole block. Because one of these blocks is approximately, I was told 22 apartments. So 22 times 27, for about $600,000, you can get an entire building like this with 22 apartments. Potentially, you could keep one of the apartments for your property manager so that he lives in there with his family, and then he, at a discounted rate, and then he manages the whole property for you. That's a very interesting diversification, and it's, you know, the price of a one-bedroom apartment or two-bedroom apartment in Amsterdam. You can get this here, much higher yields, and prices are probably not going to go down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my free private list on thewanderinginvestor.com. I don't just do YouTube videos, I write a lot of articles as well. This way you will not miss out on any of the investment, residency, and citizenship options that I discover as I travel around the world. Cheers.